there are numerous things that can affect your ability to get to sleep. On today's episode, we'll look at 8 main reasons you're not getting enough shut-eye. I'm Jay, and this is Somnilopod. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I am so glad you joined me. I was reviewing last week's episode on drowsy driving, and it was a heavy one, and it always makes me so sad whenever I read stories about people falling asleep at the wheel and things like that. So this week, I wanted to try to do something a little bit lighter. We have a list episode. Wanted to look at some of the main reasons why you are not able to get enough sleep. And they fall into several different categories. So I just wanted to review that information with you to give you some starting points to examine whether you're able to be getting a good night's sleep or not, and to look at some of the reasons behind it. So one of the first things on the list would be physical disturbances. These are things like chronic pain, headaches. A lot of patients with fibromyalgia who have that lead to chronic pain have physical disturbances that keep them from getting a good night's sleep. And in addition to physical disturbances, there are psychiatric disorders, things like depression and anxiety. I have suffered from both a time or two in my life, and I can tell you firsthand that these are things that can definitely keep you from both getting to sleep and staying asleep. And interestingly, around 75% of adults in the United States with depression also suffer from insomnia. So there's a lot of hand in hand with psychiatric disorders and sleep issues. Also, we've got medical issues. We've talked several times about some other types of diseases that can affect our ability to get to sleep, but this is where we would consider actual sleep disorders. Things like sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, periodic limb movements, other things like narcolepsy as well. So medical issues can affect your ability to get a good night's sleep. And then there are environmental and situational issues. What's your bedroom look like? Is it too bright? Is it not cold enough? I will say that my area of the country is starting to get some of our nice cold weather, winter weather, and my bedroom is frigid. So probably a lot colder than you may like it. I just turn the heat vent off, and it just stays nice and cold in there. But is your bedroom too hot? Is it too cold? Also situational issues. Has something happened in your life that is affecting your ability to get to sleep? Have you lost your job recently? Have you had to suffer the death of a loved one? Is there something that's contributing to your emotional stress that could be affecting your ability to get a good night's sleep? Next on the list would be genetics. It's all your parents' fault. Not really, but studies are beginning to find specific links between some types of disorders, like narcolepsy, that have a genetic component. Also, some people are hardwired into one of the sleep chronotypes or one of the sleep archetypes. For example, are you a night owl? Have you always functioned better at night and not been able to really function as well during the day? Is this affecting the way you live your life? Are you able to, say, for example, work a shift that allows you to benefit from your natural ability to be awake and productive and alert during a part of the day that other people are not? So that's something to consider as well. We also have medications, and these next two sort of go hand in hand. Medication effects can really influence your sleep, and a lot of times they can influence it in a way that you're just not really aware of. Some antidepressants, for example, can make you sleepy. So if you're taking those in the morning and you find that you're tired during the day, that could be something that is needing a conversation with your physician or your prescriber to see if you can take that at night. Sometimes with antidepressant medications that have a soporific effect, taking them at night can actually help you sleep a little bit better. Some blood pressure medications can affect your ability to stay asleep. For example, if you take a blood pressure medication that leaches the fluid out of your system, causing you to go to the restroom a lot, That's not something you want to take before you go to bed. Otherwise, you're going to be up and down several times during the night. So that's something, again, you're going to want to take during the day. Also, it's cold and flu season, and of course, it's always corona season. So over-the-counter cold medicines can affect people in different ways. Sometimes they can cause you to be sleepy. Sometimes they can cause you to be a little overly alert. So you want to talk to your pharmacist when you're feeling some cold symptoms about the types of medications that you're taking. Also, just as, and this one is hitting home for me a lot more recently, as we age, we find that our ability to get a good night's sleep is compromised. About half of adults over the age of 65 have some sort of sleep disorder. Now, the jury is out on some of this. Is this just a natural progression with the aging process? Or is it the fact that as we get older, we have other medical issues that can compound our ability to get a good night's sleep? So research continues in that area, and I think it will be of particular benefit to a lot of our boomers who are up there in retirement ages and beginning to enjoy their golden years, and hopefully they are getting some good sleep. And finally on our list, and this, honestly, I think this is the most important factor, at least just based on my experience. You are the reason you're not getting enough sleep. Why do I say that? Say, for example, you have a behavior that is affecting your ability to get a good night's sleep. We all know, especially if you've listened to several of the other episodes with Somnilopod, we know that there are things that we're doing that can affect our ability to sleep. So, are you exercising late at night? You drinking that cup of coffee at 7 o'clock? Having a big meal at 8 o'clock right before you go to bed? Are you hitting that snooze button 5, 6, 7 times in the morning? Are you not exercising at all? These are behaviors that can affect our ability to get a good night's sleep. Sometimes those behaviors are just a matter, we don't have a choice. For example, if you work night shift, if you're working a night shift, that is going to affect your ability to get a good night's sleep. We are diurnal, which means that we are supposed to be awake when it's light and to sleep when it's dark. So anytime we do something to affect that behavior, it will affect our ability to get a good night's sleep. Humans are the only species that will voluntarily give up sleep for no apparent reason. So something that we need to keep an eye on. I hope this information has been beneficial for you. I know it's been fun for me. If you would like more information about sleep and sleep disorders, please subscribe to this podcast. You can also find more information on YouTube. Started ramping up our YouTube information. They're usually a little bit shorter than these full episodes, but I'm trying to throw some different information in there for everybody to be able to enjoy. So check that stuff out. If you have any questions, if you have comments, if you have suggestions for episodes, please reach out to me. You can contact me at j@somnilopod.com. You can also put some comments on the YouTube channels. So until we talk again, please remember to keep sleep a priority. Thanks so much.